Well, the mystery machine started right up. Second try. I never like to crank it too much. That's the advantage of pouring money into an older vehicle and maintaining its keeping up with the maintenance. I flew into LAX from China. I took the Dreamliner for the first time. I could feel the extra humidity on the plane. I may be slightly less jet lagged. It's a smaller plane though, feels a little smaller. And I don't know how I like those LED windows. The glass darkens. Never seemed like it got all that dark, the glass actually. Like having a shade to pull down. Anyway, this lot's worked out well for me. It's 3 stops on the green line, which this is the green line here. And it'll run El Segundo, one more, and then LAX Aviation Center. And you got to take stupidly, the green line never connected to LAX. You have to take a free shuttle. The G bus takes you to World Way and all the terminals, at which I usually get off 6, 7. So it's quick coming home, but getting there, longer ride. This lot is great. You know, I was paying $150 a month for storage in Glendale, and I had to take the flyaway bus, $10 ride, or I don't know, it was more than that, $15, and then connect at Union Station, 1 stop. Here comes the green line. Green line keeps going to Watts and Compton, and I think it ends in, what is it? It starts with an N. Norwalk. I think it ends in Norwalk. And for this lot, I'm paying, if I do cash 6 months in advance, it was less than $100 a month. So I'm actually saving money, and it's much more convenient. The only disadvantage is I don't have a family member that lives nearby to start up the vehicle for me. Although if I give them the code on the way to the airport, they could certainly stop and start. I just hadn't done that. So it's been 2 months. I put this into storage at the end of October, and I haven't started it up since then. So all in November, December, into what? January. Today's the 13th. So 6, 8, 10 weeks, I think. And it hasn't leaked too much oil, thankfully. I'll run her up. I was worried I'd have to call AAA, but seems all right. Man, she's belching smog though. I feel like an environmental pirate. It didn't pass the smog check in California, and I had to give up on that idea, but I was able to get it registered again finally. And I got to put the updated tags. These are expired now. Get it registered in New York with an exemption because it's out of state. And then when I bring it back into state, it'll pass inspection because it'll be grandfathered as older than, what is it, 15, no, 20, whatever years. It's over the limit where you don't have to have it smogged anymore. Uh-oh, don't stall out. Come on. I can feel it wants to stall out on me. I should probably drive it a little bit. Everything else looks just like I left it. I was mad that I left this connector last time. It's hard to find another one of these Belkin cables that you can turn the lightning connector. This is a USB connector, and then it plugs in and it turns it to lightning. So you don't have to carry 2 cables if you have a charger on your phone, a Mophie jacket that charges by the micro USB. You can carry this to sync and then this to charge. So let's see what I wanted to do. I thought when I came back this winter, I did the Dodger Stadium already. San Antonio Winery. finally finished pretty much everything in this book last time I was here, so that was nice. Most of this little smaller stuff's not really worth going to, especially for your average tourist, but alright, I gotta put my bags in here and drive it a little, or else it's gonna stall out on me. This is finally dead. I gotta get a new one of these stickies. The sun eats them up. They dry out. Man, that smog is bad. You know, people put their vehicles in storage and they never come get them. Look at this one. I don't know why somebody would even pay for a vehicle like this to be put in storage. This one, you know, I stay in it a couple nights and it pays for the cost of living. And the advantage is the traffic in LA is horrible. I never had a problem. I never got stuck in traffic, maybe once or twice. But if I want to go somewhere in Los Angeles, which is spread out, you know, over 40 square miles at least, it's not quite as bad as Phoenix, but the traffic's probably worse. I'll drive there the night before, late at night, no traffic, park at a 24-hour fitness or something, work out, shower, go to sleep, wake up, and I'm there. Use the gym again, go, you know, Subway, Starbucks, and I don't deal with any of the traffic. And I hang out till traffic's died down, do the same thing, use a 24-hour fitness wherever I go. And I don't have to worry with crazy 2-hour commute just to get across town. This thing's coming out again. This pops out every once in a while and starts flapping on me as I'm driving down the highway or something. People wonder why I kept this and got rid of the Desert Dolphin, which was a big, nice RV. Not quite as big as that one, but you know, it's a hassle to park them. If I want to store it, I'd have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to store it, you know, $200-300 a month. And then you got seals everywhere. See, I don't have any seals. It's a full fiberglass top here, and this seal is riveted in or screwed in, and I've not had a leak on it. And it looks like hell, but that means nobody wants to rob it either. When you have a big RV like that, you got to worry about people wanting to break into it. This clearly has nothing worth stealing, and it blends in wherever I go. I can parallel park it. You know, I've never had problem trying to find parking for it. The only issue is the clearance is 8.5 feet. So sometimes I usually don't fit in a parking garage unless I'm like at the Getty Villa or something, you know, with a big parking garage for buses. But other than that, it's great. It's, you know, for 1 or 2 people, it's fine. I do wish I left it like I originally bought it. I got it from a guy up in Poughkeepsie who was taking it into the Catskills every summer with his family. And he had converted this with his sons as a family project. And he had it all set up like a little house inside with a kitchenette and a closet and a sink, stovetop, little bathroom. And I tore it out piece by piece to make more room because they were short enough to sleep the width of the vehicle. But if you're 6, feet, you can't sleep the width, and so you got to sleep the length. And so I had to tear a lot of stuff out and make more space. I was never really using the kitchen. But now that I'm using the van, not really like full timing it on the road, going to gyms every day, it would be nice now, the sun's setting, to go over to Dockweiler State Beach a mile away and pay the, I don't know, whatever it is a night, was it $60 a night to camp on Dockweiler State Beach and plug in with utilities. When I had the sink, you just had to plug a hose in back and you had running water, and it went into a little jerry can that I could dump down a toilet, so I didn't have to deal with having a dump station to go to. But they have one at Dockweiler State Beach anyway. Los Angeles, LAX, the airport has these are bonded facilities all around here, so you see a lot of security going around. I actually, last time I was here, I slept right outside in the parking lot of one of the bonded facilities, and the security guy came around to hassle me in the morning, and I said, I'm just putting it in storage. I just got here late last night and I wanted to get a few hours sleep before my flight. He kept saying, it's a bonded facility, U.S. Customs, all this stuff. So this is the weigh station where they're bringing all these warehouses are for all the goods that come in and out of the airport, and they've got to put them in here before they actually really clear customs, technically, I think. There was a whole exhibit when I was in Tokyo at their customs center about the warehousing in Tokyo, but it works the same in most big ports, airports, seaports, rail ports. They never connected the Green Line to LAX. They had it shoot down retarded to Redondo. Why? They thought they were going to have all these aerospace industry jobs around here. SpaceX is not too far from here, actually. The Elon Musk company that's just did the whole having the rocket come back down and not get burned up in the atmosphere. They're right around the corner. So is Tesla, I think. Well, Tesla is. I don't know if SpaceX is, but Tesla's got their headquarters right nearby. And it's a pretty quiet area. There's some ghetto areas kind of around it, but you know, LA is surprisingly gentrified and expensive because of the airport. So, but some of the some of the airport workers live in, I think it's Lot C, and they actually have their RVs parked there, and they all go to Dockweiler State Beach to dump the tanks every once in a while, and they just, you know, use it as a crash pad when they're. I think it was started off with mechanics, and a lot of people are doing it now. There's actually a waiting list to get on the list if you want to get into that lot. But you got to be an employee of the airport to do it. But I thought, hey, that'd be cool. So anyway, I do wish, you know, I had. I'll get another van. I think I'm going to relocate this one to New York, and I can use it for shorter trips around the Northeast in the spring and summer, fall. And I'll get a nicer van out here with a better setup maybe, and one that I can plug in. And then when I come out here, if I want to spend a week or two, I can plug in utilities over at the Dockweiler Beach down in Long Beach. There's a nice park right on the water, RV park. There's not a lot of them in LA. There's one in Malibu. There's one in Northridge. And then the next closest one going west is like way out in the San Fernando Valley by Corona or something like that, like on the other side of the mountains there. But yeah, it was too much to have a big vehicle. I thought, you know, if I got, it was like this one with it was a Class C, and the bed was over the cab, which was really nice because I could sleep the width. Now this is an exception. When the van's tilted like this, it's not so bad to sleep. You just put your feet down at the bottom. But when you're on the side of a road, most people don't notice if you park on the side of a road, it bevels towards the gutter. So if you're like this trying to sleep and your left side or right side is lower, for the first hour you might not think it's that bad, but you try to sleep like that all night, you won't get a very good night's sleep, especially with traffic and that kind of stuff. So if you can sleep this way, it's much better, because if you're beveled towards the gutter, then, you know, you just put your feet down that way and you're fine. And you know, I had a bathroom, kitchen, everything, microwave. It was great. Shower, full shower. But it only got 15 miles per gallon, which is probably what this actually gets most of the time. And I thought I would find a travel partner, because everyone would make up excuses about being travel partners. Oh, your van's not nice enough and all that. Then I got the same bullshit from people after I had this one. Oh, I don't know if I could travel. I don't know if I could get away, maybe a weekend trip. It's like, well, just fucking get a hotel then, you know? I want to go on the road for like a couple months at least, you know? And make like an agenda, like see the Great Plains, see the Pacific Northwest. And then so after a year, I just got rid of it. I got tired of all the people who said, oh yeah, I'd travel with you if you had a nicer van. And you say, oh yeah, well, let's do it. And they all have, you know, 100 excuses. They all have 100 excuses why they can't do it. You know, whatever. Even retired people. I thought I'd find a retired travel partner for a long time. Nope. So difficult. Anyway, I would like to leave the van out here because it doesn't have AC. It did have AC till I hit that deer. It never really worked anyway. And that's when the grill got all busted up. I hit a deer in Colorado. I think it was actually an elk during the rut crossing the highway on the loneliest road in America, US 50. And without AC, it's actually pretty good to have this van in California because you don't need it. The humidity's low and the temperature is usually good. When it's hot in summer, you just go into the higher elevation of the mountains. So drive north, go up in elevation. So it would be nice to keep this vehicle out here, but being as old as it is, I feel more comfortable maybe having it in New York as a more local vehicle, you know. And I could have a family member start it up every week easily, you know, free parking at the condo. So we'll see, work it out. If gas prices stay low, I may drive cross country this spring, but I'm not sure. Or maybe around May, things warm up. I got everything else kind of loosely planned through spring. I had some trouble in Shanghai. Never depend on people is my reality, conclusion I've come to. It's not that people aren't nice and they don't want to help you, but you unavoidably end up getting sucked into their drama, which is 95% emotional, purely emotional. And then they get even more emotional and mad when you don't want to get into the emotional drama with them, and you call them out and say, well, this is your emotional drama. I understand you feel that way. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm sorry. I like you as a person, and we can hang out and be friends, but I'm not going to crawl into a hole with you, especially if you want me to help you out of a hole. I'm not going to crawl in with you, so, but whatever, I don't, one thing that you have to really get to a point in life, and it's difficult, you get to a point where you have some kind of a mission. If I didn't have a mission of going to museums every day, if I didn't say to myself, I'm going to come here, I'm going to start the van, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go to the beach, I'm going to go to the Getty Villa tomorrow and see what the special exhibit is. If I have time, I'll go to the Getty Center. I'll see my sister. She just moved to Hollywood. So if you don't do those things, then you don't have a mission. You're going to get bored. You're going to get anxious and depressed even, and start blaming other people for problems, your supposed and perceived problems, because most of the people I know who have drama, it's like, your life is so fucking good, you should just be happy to be alive and enjoy it. What are you pissed off about? Nothing. You have nothing really to be pissed off about, especially if you have a friend who isn't pissed off and doesn't give a shit about whatever the problem is and just wants to have fun. Even better, you don't have to worry, relax. But it just doesn't seem to work out like that for most people most of the time. Get incredibly anxious for no reason. This generalized anxiety. I understand it. I went through that as a young person. I think I was lucky enough to get a lot of therapy at a young age and use my intelligence to get some experience and meet a lot of different people and see what works for me in my life and develop a routine and a mission of things I like to do. And people always say I lead a charmed life. I think I lead a semi-charmed life. It only seems charmed on the outside to other people because I don't air my dirty laundry and talk about a lot of bullshit. So, oh yeah, my life's so great. It's got a lot of nice things about it. I have the same problems as everybody else, in some ways a lot more. I just don't harp on it, you deal with it, and that's it. But, I don't know. It's frustrating. So, I'm going to be content now to keep doing Asian cities through the spring, and then I don't know, for the summer, either drive cross country, or I was thinking of trying to live in Paris or London. We'll see. The sun is coming up and it's going down, but it's all just the same. Cause we cheat and we lie. Nobody says it's wrong and we don't ask why. I think my vase made it intact, which is nice.